Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What's going on, pile one? Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you. Just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective love reading, so whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. Claim it if it's something you want to claim. If something's not quite landing, just drop that bit of information or that message and leave it behind for whomever that might be resonating with. I'm stumbling over my words right away as I'm tapping into the energy. Communication between the two of you could be very difficult for some reason at this time, pile one. There could be a lot of, like, your person may have some things they're wanting to talk to you about, but like the words just aren't, either the words aren't coming out or they're not coming out right, okay? Anyway, yeah. If you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of your connection with your person, I do have personal readings available. The booking details can be found in the description box below. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including a thoughts and feelings reading specifically from your person. That's a $25 reading as well, pile one, but we're going to get right into your reading. Pile one, you were drawn to the Selenite tumble. Let's find out what your person's overall main energy is towards you and their connection with you at this point in time. We got Yang showing up in the reverse. Which Yang is the masculine energy. That's the energy of taking action. The fact that that's in the reverse, though, and then we also have the Knight of Cups reverse, the Three of Cups reverse, and the Three of Wands reverse. What is going on with all of this? Either blocked, delayed, or challenging energies. Holy moly. Yeah, with the Three of Wands showing up in the reverse, this feels like delaying action or putting something off until the future. But the fact that it's showing up in the reverse, the Three of Wands is showing up in the reverse, this feels like a future that never actually happens. Intentions that never actually land. There is intention here. I am picking up in your person's energy when it comes to you in this connection, pile one. But there's something that's getting in the way, okay? Yeah, this, the yang reversed, it feels like it's coming through the same energy as, what is it, the Chariot in the reverse, which is Cancer energy, but it's like pumping the brakes, right? This could even be that energy where you have one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas pedal. There's a lot of energy going, but the fact that we do have the foot on the gas, on the brake as well, it's like there's a lot of energy being expended, but it's not like, it's like, and that might be how this connection is feeling. There's a lot of energy being expended when it comes to this connection, but it's not going anywhere. But that doesn't mean it's because, you know, the energy's not going in. So I'm feeling like the intention that your person has for this connection, that would be the intention they have being the gas pedal, right? They want to make moves towards you. They want to take action, but we've got something that's pumping the brakes here. Instead of your person taking bold, clear, and aligned action, there's impulsivity, overreaction, or a tendency to act from a place of emotional agitation rather than like grounded intention. Yeah, they're basically revving the engine at a red light, okay? And I'm even seeing the spin out. Like, oh, this is so weird. What am I picking up on here? Let me look at the clarifiers real quick. With the Knight of Cups reversed, all right, this is that inconsistency, and it is coming from an emotional place. And so while there may be something going on with your person's own inner masculine versus their own inner feminine energy. They may have the intention to want to move things forward, but there's like a distrust of doing that. You know, this is that hot 1 minute, you know, then avoiding the next. There's like a romantic impulse here, but there's also an emotional immaturity that is causing like very shaky execution at all right? They are feeling the pull towards you emotionally, but they don't trust their own ability to show up cleanly. So this is letting you know, pile one, everything that is keeping them from actually making moves is coming from their end, not you, okay? In other words, it's like their feelings towards you are they want to take action towards you in this connection, but there is resistance. They're experiencing resistance, and that could be due to either emotional immaturity, just emotional illiteracy or unintelligence, okay? They may not be very emotionally intelligent. Your person may have a fear of like over promising but under delivering, and or they may have a tendency to get swept into fantasy and then bail when things between the two of you start to get too real. So I mean, instead of, you know, stepping forward, they stall. Okay, they stall out. Or I should say, and or they come in sideways, or they retreat. Basically the energy that's coming through is that your person is saying, I want this, and at the same time there's another energy, okay, again, that's the foot on the gas pedal is saying, I want this with pile one, and then the foot on the brake pedal is saying, but wait, I'm scared of how much I want this. I'm afraid of spinning out, right? With the Three of Cups reversed, there's multiple things coming through in this energy, yes, because we do have 2 3s here, so there could be third-party interference, and if that's the case, there could be something with the third party that maybe be on its way out with the fact that we have the Three of Wands, but we have both the Three of Cups and the Three of Wands in the reverse. It could also be the third party getting in the way in terms of like being able to execute these actions or these intentions towards you. The third party could be the reason why. It's like, yes, your person has thoughts about furthering things with you, but they always get pushed to it's going to happen at some point in the future, right? If that's not tracking, okay, if you know there's not a third party interference going on, or if this is not a third party dynamic for you, then this can also talk about emotional immaturity showing up as escapism or distraction. It could also be a fear of getting too close or too intimate. Your person could worry, pile one, that if they draw closer to you, that something in their social world or emotional life is going to get messy. With the Three of Cups being in the reverse, if that's not like a romantic third party, there could be something going on within their family or their social group that they fear, you know, could get messy or could bring some drama into your guys' connection. They may also be compartmentalizing or isolating instead of letting things deepen. Okay, and those are like different messages there. One or all of them could be, you know, whatever fits your guys' dynamic. Okay. There may also be an energy of feeling like they don't feel supported, or they may have a hard time receiving support. This could be that person that maybe needs help for some reason but doesn't ask for it. So this could be somebody that has a hard time expressing their needs, their wants, and their desires. Okay, could be very closed off at the heart space. With the Three of Wands in the reverse, this is classic, especially in the context of the energy coming through in this reading. This is classic blocked movement, wanting it but not taking action towards it. So, you know, this could be no planning. It's like the intention is there, but they're not making any plans towards it. They may want this, but they may, you know, also not really have a long-term vision for it. No real follow-through. Pile one, your person doesn't know what the next step is. So we have the intention to be with you, to further things with you, but they don't know what the next step is. They don't know what that even looks like, so they're just not taking one. This is why, yeah, okay, that's the foot on the foot on the gas pedal, one foot on the brake. It's like your person's afraid to look too far down the timeline because they're not confident they can meet their own expectations, let alone yours. They're afraid of disappointing you. When it comes to like their overall energy towards you, pile one, they're afraid of disappointing you. They're afraid of making you promises that they don't have the ability to keep. The Three of Wands in the reverse, especially with the Yang card in the reverse, it's that energy of it's that energy of I want to take action, but my future vision is blurry and I don't trust myself. Okay, your person does not trust themselves when it comes to you in this connection. They are very afraid of messing things up. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of disappointing you. So it's that energy of like, you know, they may even be sabotaging it in a sense of, you know, they may be thinking, I'm going to mess it up, so I'm not going to take any action at all. Okay, they're definitely getting in the way. Okay, let's move on. All right, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings toward you. Pile one. We're going to get 6 of these cards out. One more shuffle. Okay. Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile one and their connection with pile one, please. Yeah, there it is, that one foot in, one foot out energy. They do not trust themselves to not mess this up with you, pile one, okay? That's the core energy here. This is why your person has all these intentions, all these wants and desires to want to take action towards you, and they don't. They're more afraid of messing it up with you. It's one of those things, it's like, they're like, if I'm gonna lose pile one, it's, you know, it's not that they're not afraid of losing you. It's weird. Let me get some more, please. Done with third parties. So,
There has been a third party dynamic here. It doesn't have to be romantic, okay? Either way, your person is saying that they are done with third party dynamics getting in the way of this connection, okay? That's not the problem. The third party is not the problem here. What's the problem now is your person fearing failure on their end. Your person is saying they don't want anybody else romantically, okay? Whether that was the case up until this point or not. Right now, your person is saying, now where I'm at with pile 1, I don't want anybody else romantically, I just want pile 1. All right, they're choosing you, but they're also afraid to actually follow through on that choice. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please. You should let me go. This almost feels like your person saying you should let me go. This is almost them. They're projecting into the future things ending between the two of you anyway. And so they're almost saying like we should just drop this right where it's at and move on because it's gonna end anyway. So your person's almost saying like, let's end this now before things get really, really deep, before we get really, really attached, before our lives get super intertwined. You know, there's kind of a sense of like, if we end things here, or if you let me go here and we walk away from this here, yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to cause pain, all that stuff. But it's not going to hurt nearly as bad as if we actually go through with this, get married, have kids, intertwine our lives together and stuff like that. There's almost a sense of like, if we end things here, we can end on a clean slate. You see what I'm saying? Pile 1's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please. What do we got? I'm not ready. Yeah. Point blank, they're not. Someone else has my heart, but that's showing up underneath done with third parties, okay? And that might be something too, all right? I mean, they still may have feelings for that third party even though they're done with them. And that could also be like, you know, like I said, the other message is your person being done letting other third party interfere into your connection. So for those of you where it's like they still have feelings for that third party, okay? And that goes across the board. You know, they still love their family, they still love their friends, they may even still love and have feelings and care about a romantic third party that may have been up until this point getting in the way, okay? But even then, if your person is, if this is a romantic third party dynamic, your person is saying, yeah, they might still have feelings for that person, but they're not gonna let the feelings that they have for that person get in the way of moving things forward with you. Or what they're saying here in the context of the energy pile 1 is that they're not letting their feelings get in the way, I'm sorry, it's not their feelings for the person that's causing them to keep from taking action towards you. It's not that. Yes, there's feelings, but that's not what is keeping them from moving things forward with you. One more. They're real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes. There you go. I do honestly love you. Yeah, your person does. They love you, pile 1. They do, okay? You're the one they want to be with. You're the one they want to take action towards. At the bottom of the deck, we have I can still feel the pain. Let me see if that is background energy or if that's energy on its way out. Tell me more about this back of the deck energy, please. It's on its way out. It's tricky, though, because we have the 7 of Swords coming out in the reverse. So I can still feel that that's a very sticky energy, okay? It is on its way out, but it is still very sticky, very tricky for your person to navigate and handle. Is this I can still feel the pain, is that energy related to the third party or a third party dynamic? Yes, it is. And it is related to them walking away. It is. It's very painful for your person to have to walk away from the third party, whether it's romantic, family, or friends. It's not necessarily, it is, you know, they're realizing that that disconnection is needing to be made if they want to make moves towards you, and they're willing to do that, they are saying. But there's many layers to this with your person. It's like, okay, they walk away from that, but they're still afraid of moving things forward with you because they're afraid that they're going to fail and mess things up, okay? There's a lot going on in your person's energy. Tell me about I'm not ready. Yeah, and they're not ready. We've got the Three of Wands showing up in the reverse again. They're just not ready to make moves towards this future that they have an intention of, that they have the intention of. Their intention is to have a future with you. But everything we've said regarding the Three of Wands in the very beginning of the reading still applies here. They're just not ready for it. All right, pile one. Yeah, and then we have the Star in the reverse showing up at the back of the deck. The intention is there, but they're not very optimistic about it. There's some healing here that needs to be done, that your person needs to go through. It's not just healing from whatever this third party connection is, but there's also healing that needs to happen on a very deep core level. Your person is fearing failure. They're fearing, you know, disappointing you. They're fearing abandonment, all of that stuff. All right, you guys, that was your reading. I hope that I'm not going to say I hope that it resonated, but if it did resonate, if you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, you guys. Make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. If you haven't become part of the family yet, you can do so simply by subscribing. And don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile one, I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. What's going on, pile two? Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Michelle. We're doing a pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings regarding you and their connection with you, okay, pile two? So just keep in mind, this is a collective general love reading, so whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that bit of information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of your connection. Just check the description box below. All the booking details can be found there. There's a lot of readings in the specific person category to choose from. Many of them are just $25. So, including a $25 reading, thoughts and feelings reading that you can get just specifically for you and your person. All right, you guys, so go check it out. Man, I'm still under the weather a little bit, you guys, but I'm powering through. We're good. We're good. So just, you know, give me a little bit of grace today. Love you. Anyway, pile two, you guys were drawn to the Aura Amethyst. Let's get the overall energy that your person is in when it comes to you and the connection. Oh, okay, we have a change in the wind showing up in the reverse, and right next to it or right after that comes death, okay? So there's definitely a sense of endings here. It doesn't necessarily have to be the ending of the connection itself, but we'll see what we got here. So we have death, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and then we have the Hanged Man. So we got Scorpio and Pisces energy being represented, water energy in general, but Scorpio and Pisces, Scorpio is coming through twice, okay, with a change in the wind. It's very similar energies there, so heavy on the Scorpio energy. Something could be significant about Scorpio season, which right now that the time that I'm filming this, we are smack dab. We're getting close to the end of Scorpio season, but we're right in the midst of it as we speak. It's a timeless reading though. Okay, so we got death, rebirth. There's definitely shifts happening in this connection. Well, something about your person's perspective is also changing and shifting when it comes to this connection. Six of Pentacles being in the reverse can talk about imbalance. You know, somebody here is giving more than they receive. With the main card being a change in the wind showing up in the reverse, this is all about your person resisting or feeling unsettled by change. There's a change here that is happening, that's been needing to happen, and your person's resisting it or feeling very just uncomfortable by it. All right, so something's happening in your person's life to them that they can't control. They could be feeling trapped, they could be feeling frustrated or unsure, like the rug is being pulled out from underneath them. Your person is either trying to hold on too tightly to the old way of things, or they're in denial about what is shifting. They could be feeling nudged to, you know, let go, trying not to control the shift that's happening, not to fight it, you know, because the outcome is going to be better, whatever that may be, but they're not able to see that yet. You know, as far as what this means for your connection with them, pile 2, this means that your person's energy is very tense, could be reactive, and very hesitant. They're not fully open to this process that's happening, even if part of them is wanting things to shift. So with, you know, death being one of the clarifiers for the main card here, this, yeah, I mean, transformation is definitely being highlighted here when it comes to your person in regards to, you know, their thoughts and feelings and their energy towards you. Something, whether it's in their life, in their mindset, or even in their approach to you, something is ending. It doesn't always mean a literal death. You know, it can talk about endings of cycles, patterns, you know, even an ending to an illusion. So combined with the reversed, a change in the wind card here, they may resist this ending because it's uncomfortable, but it is necessary. So with the Six of Pentacles reversed, they might be feeling that things are unequal in the connection, or they could be struggling with giving versus receiving. Now this could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be energetic, could be all of the above. They could also feel that maybe they're owed something, or like they're not being supported in the way that they want to be supported. It's like, I don't know if there's a sense of them, I don't know if the status quo in this connection, the dynamic itself has changed and your person's having a difficult time adjusting to it. So, I mean, you know, their overall mood and energy towards you in the connection pile 2, they're feeling very frustrated, very unsettled, and they're also feeling very cautious. The Hanged Man here, this is your person. They're, you know, they're in suspension. They're kind of in this waiting room mode, feeling like maybe they're needing perspective of everything. They're not seeing things from a higher perspective when it comes to whatever this change is. There is introspection here that your person is doing, okay? But there's also inaction, which can feel like stagnation to your person and to you as well, pile 2. So right now, pile 2, when it comes to you in this connection, your person is in a storm of life changes and internal shifts. Their main energy towards you is hesitant. It's conflicted and very possibly imbalanced. They may want the connection, but they're afraid of, or they're resisting the necessary transformations in themselves or in the dynamic. They're being nudged, or they're feeling the call to release control and surrender to this shift, but they're not fully there yet. So essentially they're in the middle of change, trying not to let go and stuck in a wait and see mindset, which could be making them feel distant or unpredictable in the connection. Let's see. So let's see Let's get the cards out here. We're going to get 6 of these for pile 2, please. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 2. One more shuffle. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2 and their connection with pile 2. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings, please. Okay, so this came out sideways, which means both energies are, they're there. One side says, I'm stalling to avoid taking action. The other side says, I'm not avoiding you, I just need more time. So there definitely, there is avoidance in their energy. The reason for it could be different, or it could just be, you know, your person could just be avoidant and there's different reasons that they're doing it for, okay? In terms of taking action, in terms of not talking to you. Give me a minute. There could be that there is an action that they know that they're needing to take, or that they know you want them to take, and that may be why they're not talking to you, or they're keeping some kind of a distance from you. So yes, they are stalling to avoid taking actions, and that's also the reason why they are avoiding you. Actually, they're saying that's not really the reason why they're avoiding talking to you, but I don't know if there's some kind of a question, or there's something that you're wanting to hear, or some kind of an action you're wanting them to take, and it's like they're not ready for that yet, okay? Yeah, they are stalling because I keep wanting to shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. It's like, I don't need to shuffle anymore, right? And all these cards keep wanting to come up in, oh man. Give me a minute. I need to help myself ground in their energy. Your person is back and forth. There is an energy here of your person wanting to stall. Because there's two different paths. Yeah, I don't know. Did you give them an ultimatum? Or are they feeling like it's an ultimatum, pile 2? It's either you do this, or we're going to break up, or we're going to go our separate ways, or something like that. And it's like they don't want to do either. Okay? It's like they're not ready to head down the path with you in the way that you're wanting them to, but they're also not ready to do life without you. And so it's almost like, you know, they're paralyzed because, yeah. All right, let's try this again. Pile 2, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 2, please. There we go. Okay. This says, you got me over the ex / the third party. So, I mean, a third party or an ex is not the reason why they're stalling, or they're not taking action, or they're not making moves, or progressing this connection, okay? It's something else entirely. Let's get more, because they're over that person, okay? They're saying you got them over that person. Very, wow, we still have all these cards coming up, though, sideways. Okay, we have still holding a grudge and I forgive you. They could be working on forgiving. We have, I've made peace with our past, no more regrets. On the other side of that, it says, if I could undo the pain I caused you, I would. And it came out favoring, I made peace with our past. But I'm going to try to remember. Let's see if I can do it like this. Okay. 3 more, please. Pure manipulation. What's that about? Not for the foreseeable future. Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me a minute. I'm being told, pile 2, to be very careful about what your person says. Or I should say believing. Be very careful about believing what your person says. Because right now, they just are not ready to pick a side, basically. Okay? There's a few different storylines coming through. One of them is this could be a third party situation, so they could still be with the third party even though they've checked out of it mentally and emotionally, but there could be a reason why they're still sticking with that third party. This could be a dynamic like a love triangle dynamic where it's like they either need to pick the third party or they need to pick you, and it's like they're not ready to pick you and they're not ready to leave the third party, but it's really strange because your person is saying, pile 2, that it's not because they love the third party, they're hung up on the third party or anything like that. There's something complicated going on here, okay? That's the main energy coming through. But there also is, again, a word of caution for you coming through, pile 2. Be very careful about taking what this person says and believing it. Because with pure manipulation here and not for the foreseeable future, this is saying your person is going to stay in this kind of sense of limbo, especially with that hanged man here. Okay, that hanged man can feel a lot like limbo. They're going to hang out in that space of limbo for the foreseeable future. We're gonna, and then look, strictly sexual is showing up at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let me get one more card out real quick. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 2, please. I'm waiting for the right time. Is there a lot of water under the bridge between the two of you? Do you guys have quite a past that maybe, you know, I don't know. At the bottom of the deck, we have attachment, not love. Confusing attachment for true love. It's on the bottom of the deck, so it's not always, you know, I don't take that as the strongest of energies. I am going to see whether or not that's still like just energy hanging out in the background, influencing things, or if this is energy on its way out. Tell me more about this bottom of the deck energy, please. God, your person is all over the place. They are feeling very confused. I don't want to say they are wishy-washy, but there might be something going on with fears. It's like they're in two different spaces at one time. One, you know, there's sometimes when they're seeing clearly and they're coming from a whole different space. You know, they know what they want, they know what's the right thing to do, and then something happens and they go right back into fear. Okay, attachment, not love. Tell me more about the bottom of the deck energy, please. It keeps doing that. These cards keep coming out and then trying to switch, like in, you know, like if it comes out in the reverse, it tries to pop itself into the upright position or vice versa. This is so strange. It doesn't happen as often as it's happening with your person and their energy right now. They keep going back and forth. They're very double-minded. Very double-minded. But, you know, the attachment, not love, that's it. That's energy on its way out. It's weakening, okay? So this might be what has caused them to kind of stall things out right now, trying to figure out whether or not, you know, this was is this love or is this lust? You know, is this a true bond or is this just a toxic attachment? You know, and that might be why they're having a hard time choosing, because they don't know. They don't know. They're afraid of choosing wrong. I feel like that's what I'm waiting for the right time is. They're trying to wait and see, like, and I don't know if they realize, it's like, am I wanting this? I'm kind of hearing their process, right? It's like, am I wanting this because it's... Okay, I'll tell you how I would put it, okay? Your person is not understanding what's happening here. I'll tell you how I would put it and see if maybe after that I can try to put it in to where how they're looking at it, but they're not understanding it this way. We're either in faith or we're in fear. We're either being run by unconditional love or we're being run by just unconditional fear, right? We're in there's a couple of spaces we can be when it comes to different areas of our life, and we're either going to be mostly in fear or we're going to be mostly in faith, right? And so when when it comes to whatever the situation in this connection with you, and it feels like there's a third party energy involved, fear and faith is having it out, okay? So there's a path that your person looks at, and they're trying to figure out, like, okay, what part of me is wanting pile 2, and what part of me is wanting to stick it out with the other third party energy, whatever that may be. Okay, they're trying to figure that out. Like, do I want pile 2 because that's coming from that authentic faith part of me? You know, am I wanting to stay with the third party out of fear? Like, so you see what I'm saying? They're trying to figure out, like, what's really driving me here. They're really afraid of making a wrong choice, okay? There could be a lot of things that happen between the two of you that they're also factoring and taking into consideration. This may also be why your person's in the Hanged Man. They're trying to suspend things to try to get like trying to see things from a different perspective, but they're having a difficult time doing that. They keep switching back and forth between, you know, seeing things through the lens of faith and then seeing things through the lens of fear. And they are two completely different people. It's one person, right? It's your person, pile 2, but they show up as two completely different personalities when they're seeing things through the lens of faith versus when they're seeing things through the lens of fear. There's a push-pull energy dynamic happening. Hot and cold, probably. They're running, you know, 1 minute, clinging the next. It's right. I will say, the thing that they do know where their energy is not, one thing they do know is that you got them over the X. They do know that. That energy came out in the upright position, okay? There's a comfort zone here with that X or the third party, though. There's some kind of a comfort zone there that they are afraid of leaving. And I'm talking about like a toxic comfort zone. So what's keeping them tethered to that third party is fear, not faith. And that's when it's like, you know, that, yeah, there's two opposing forces duking it out in your person right now. If they were to be in faith, they would let the third party go and start making moves towards you, but that's not where they're at right now. Okay, and that's the transition that's needing to be made that they are resisting. They know they need to make a choice, but again, they're just afraid. Fear, that's fear talking. They're afraid of making the wrong choice. Okay. Your person does want you to know, pile 2, that no matter what's going on between you, it's not their intention to hurt you. It never was their intention to hurt you. If they could undo the pain they've caused you and even the pain they might be causing you now, they would undo that. And they're also trying to make peace with, you know, whatever your guys' past is. They're trying, but they're having a very difficult time doing that. We also have still holding a grudge and I forgive you. And so they do go back and forth, you know, between that as well. Holding grudges and forgiving, right? Healing is not a linear process. I mean, you can make forward moving progress. You know, it's the whole, you know, making 2 steps forward and then taking maybe a step or 2 back, right? It's just the way that it goes. Let me see what's not for the foreseeable future talking about. Tell me more about not for the foreseeable future. Oh, wow, we got levers, and I can't show this on camera. Yeah, this is your person needing to make a choice. And basically, it feels like it's you or the third party. And they're not ready to make that choice yet. They're just not. there's two, what's that meme about two wolves, right? But there's two parts of them that are equally as strong, and they're battling it out right now, and that's that death energy and a change in the wind and the reverse energy. Okay. Yeah, pile 2. Let me see what pure manipulation wants to say. Oh, competition, conflict. Yeah, be very careful about what this person says, because they're not only manipulating you, they're also manipulating the third party. So if the third party is catching on to your person having mentally and emotionally checked out, you know, maybe the third party is also trying to leave, but because your person hasn't made it up in their mind and in their heart what direction they're wanting to go in, you know, in the same way they might be manipulating you, they're also manipulating the third party. I don't like that energy, but it is what it is. Tell me about I'm waiting for the right time. Yeah, they're waiting for the right time to make a choice. And what they're also waiting for the right time is they want to know for sure that the path that they're about to pick is going to end up being the successful and the victorious one. This is them wanting to know the end destination before they even set their journey. Okay, it is what it is. I don't like it, but it is what it is with the 6 of Wands there. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor. Take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. If you haven't become part of the family, you can do so simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I'll see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, guys. Pile 3, what's going on? Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. It's happening. It's tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you. Okay, pile 3. So just keep in mind, it's a general collective love reading. So whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that bit of information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below. All the booking details are there. There's a whole lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including a thoughts and feelings reading. That's a $25 reading as well. Okay, so pile 3, you guys were drawn to the rough black obsidian stone. We're going to find out your person's overall energy when it comes to you and their connection with you before we get into their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. And right off the bat, we got by the book in the reverse. So your person's wanting to change something up, or is changing, like maybe the way things have been going, or the way by the book in the upright position kind of carries this energy of like the way I've always done things. This is the way I am. This is the way I've always done things. And then with by the book being in the reverse, it's like reversing that or rebelling against that or trying something different. Okay. And then look at this, we have the Star, we have Justice, and the Ace of Swords. And so this can talk about an epiphany that may have opened your person's eyes up to the fact that the way that they have been doing things in this connection up until this point, you know, doing it by the book, hasn't really worked out for them, right? They may be noticing a pattern or something like that in how maybe their relationships have been going because they have been going, you know, quote unquote, by the book. And so they're wanting to try something different. They're feeling very hopeful when it comes to you and the connection. The Star can also talk about healing, so they might want to do something that might be more nurturing or healing when it comes to the connection. Justice is doing the right thing, right? Doing the right thing. And, you know, we'll see how that factors in with by the book in the reverse. And then, of course, we have the Ace of Swords. So we have Aquarius, we have air energy, very strong, okay? All 3 cards are air energy. Air energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but heavy on Aquarius energy and Libra energy coming through. Yeah, so it looks like your person is wanting to shake things up, okay? Maybe because, again, the way that they have been doing things up until this point just hasn't worked, okay? Wanting to break through patterns or something like that, especially with the Ace of Swords there. But they're in a very hopeful energy with the Star, okay? They're feeling very optimistic, I'll say. All right, pile 3's person. Yeah, and I do want to, like, the Star and the Justice and even the Ace of Swords here. This is very, you know, major arcana in the tarot is, there's more weight to put on those energies. And so this is really, this is significant. The change that looks like it's getting ready to happen here or is happening here is pretty significant. Your person is going against the grain. They're going against what has been established, but it feels so far like it's in favor of your guys' connection. Yeah, because the Star there, right? That's in favor of your guys' connection. So we'll see. Pile 3's person, what's their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3, please? We're gonna shuffle one more time. Okay. Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3. Yeah. Okay, okay. Let's get a few more. 3 more, please. Yeah, right off the bat, I'm getting from your person that the way they've been doing things with you as far as this connection goes just has not been working in terms of, yeah, they're just saying it hasn't been working, but I'm trying to figure out here, like, okay, and we're working in terms of what? Let's see. We also have out so far, my heart belongs to you. All right. Pile 3, your person is saying that their heart belongs to you. We also have maintaining no contact for, so many of you are not talking to your person. There actually is a little bit of a message coming through in here. Now, this may not resonate with everybody, but there may be someone else that they're maintaining no contact with. Okay. Possibly, you know, an old third party or blocking a third party. I've never had that message or that energy come through with that card before. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're maintaining no contact with you, pile 3. This could be them saying that they're maintaining no contact with some kind of a third party energy. And what's the sense that's coming through with that is that third party energy may have been or was or is someone, if they allowed them to, they got in the way of your guys' connection, okay? Again, not this, well, I don't know. That feels like the stronger energy. If you and your person are in no contact for whatever reason, pile 3, it's, you know, they're saying that they are maintaining no contact, probably for the reasons of just respecting boundaries, showing you that they can respect and honor boundaries, okay? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. Love triangle. You mean a third party. Okay. Yeah, and that is showing up right underneath maintaining no contact. At the bottom of the deck, we have we were moving too fast. Okay, so, yeah. It's funny how sometimes an informational channel through that way, it was so slight, I barely caught it, but it's, yeah. So for many of you, that's what's going on. It's not necessarily that you and your person are in no contact. I don't know. This feels like it might be a complicated situation, though. Let me find out. Okay, we also have you're my peaceful escape in my happy place, all right? So pile 3, you are their happy place. Their heart belongs to you. This is a third-party dynamic largely here, Okay, yeah, I know people come through and they're like, yeah, the third party's not always romantic. Well, love triangle here, that's a romantic third party, okay? Again, it's a general reading. So if you know that not to be true and that there's, you know, another kind of a third party getting in the way, again, just put the information as it, you know, as it goes for your specific situation. There's no need to comment about that, okay? We also have I like you, but I love me more, looking out for number one. And then again, we have love triangle, you, me, and a third party. Your person has been, and that may be, you know, what has been the status quo. Your person putting themselves first, maybe having some kind of a mindset or a way of looking at things, or the way they saw gender roles in connections or something, and realizing like those things didn't actually work. It didn't create a connection that I felt happy in, right? It didn't create a dynamic that brought both of us peace, that made, you know, this connection paradise on earth for both of us. And so your person is starting to see where maybe it's time for them to try a different approach, okay, with that by the book showing up in the reverse. Tell me about Lost Our Spark here. What is that in reference to? Oh, they're saying, yeah, they're starting to see how the way that they've been showing up, and the way that they have been showing up has been because of how they believed things should be within the dynamic of a connection, right? So in other words, they could be operating under some very old, outdated views when it comes to gender roles, is what's coming through here very, very, you know, strongly. And it doesn't have to be, you know, heterosexual, you know, basically it's like what feminines do versus what masculines do, you know. Men go out and work and bring home all the money, and the women just stay at home barefoot and pregnant and do everything else, right? Dad comes home, and because he pays all the bills, he doesn't help out with the kids, blah, 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 right? And that's just an example. It's something like that. There's a way that your person has been looking at what their role is in a connection versus what their romantic person's role in the connection is, and they're starting to see that has not been working. They're starting to see that no matter who they're with, right, when they try and make their connection fit that role, and they start making that person that they're with, you know, fit in a specific kind of a box, it never brings happiness. It never brings fulfillment. It's because they're not allowing the connection to be two separate individuals with two completely different personalities. You see what I'm saying? Trying to fit the other person in a box that wasn't really meant for them. And maybe even themselves, you see, you know, so they're starting to see that. So with Lost Our Spark, your person is starting to realize and understand that they've had a lot to do with maybe the two of you kind of like where you may have started out with some amazing chemistry because they were putting, or I should say demanding, they were demanding things of you that maybe shouldn't have been demanded of you. They were trying to force you into a role that you weren't really meant to play, or they were trying to fit you in a box that, you know, you weren't made to fit in. And seeing how them doing that has been causing the two of you to lose the chemistry that you've always had. It's caused you guys to lose your spark, right? To lose momentum and all of that stuff. Tell me more about maintaining no contact. Oh, 3 of Cups. All right, well, that's third party energy, okay? So let me see. Are they maintaining no contact with pile 1 or pile 3 or the third party? The third party. Okay, yeah. So, and that feels like your person coming through in an energy pile 3 of wanting to reassure you that they're not letting that person get in the way anymore. If that's what it feels like, that energy, where that energy is coming from, it almost feels like an explanation. Like pile 3, I just want you to know, I'm not talking to that third party anymore. I'm not letting that third party get in the way of our connection anymore. Again, for many of you, it's another romantic love interest. Again, general message. If it's not romantic, you know what to do with that. But we do have, again, love triangle right here, which does talk about romantic third parties, all right? But that's your person just wanting, there's almost a sense of your person doubling down on that. Like, I promise you, I'm not talking to them. They've gone as far as to even block them, or if that third party is somebody that they're having to talk to, like say because they have kids or maybe they work together or there's something there that is keeping them having to maintain some kind of contact, it's bare minimum contact. It's business. It's like, keep it business. All right, that's it. Let's see. What's going on with I like you, but I love me more? Yeah, they had some lessons that they needed to learn, but they're learning them. They're starting to see, pile 3, how them being in that space has actually caused a lot more harm to not only their well-being, but the well-being of the connection as well. And how having that mentality, right, has actually harmed them and not benefited them just overall and in general. I just saw I just saw, what was that? The 7 of Pentacles. What your person is saying is like they've up until this point, I'm telling you, they're challenging the way that they've been doing things. They're starting to see that the way that they have been doing things is what's been causing all of their problems, and so they're starting to challenge everything. So I just saw that what do I keep? Okay, yes, I see the Page of Pentacles. We already saw that. And then the 7 of Pentacles in the upright position, I saw that. So there's something about the long game. Now they're playing the long game. Whereas before, they may have just been like, I'm out for number 1. I'm going to step on who I need to step on to get what I need to get. Because they want what they want like now and stuff like that. Now it feels like they're starting to slow down, right? Really be in the moment and process this information and really look at things, right? Even like to stop and think. Maybe your person was really spontaneous and they just did whatever the hell they wanted without really thinking too much about it. And your person is starting to see how that's really a problem. So pile 3, your person may have been up until this point the kind of person that would say things like, I just am who I am. I just am who I am. You need to, accept it, right? Now your person is starting to see the common denominator in every single one of their problems has been them. And now they're starting to see, maybe I'm the one that needs to change, right? Maybe I'm the one that needs to learn these lessons and stuff like that. Now, I will be honest. Yeah, we do have here that, their heart belongs to you and you are their peaceful escape and their happy place. They are feeling somewhat optimistic when it comes to you in this connection about the direction that it can go in and stuff like that. But I'm still not really seeing a lot in terms of them moving things in a certain direction with their connection with you. That may have been why earlier I was on track to say something and the sentence got cut off before I was able to move past that, because it's almost like they're in this process of realizing something, but when it comes to like a future vision, your person's not there yet. They don't know what that means for the future of this connection. They're just at this point where realizing, hey, I'm probably the problem here, right? What's we were moving too fast. Tell me more about this bottom of the deck energy here real quick. Okay. Let's see. All right, tell me more. We got the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse here. Give me a minute, you guys. Whoa. Okay. Oh, yeah. This feels like they want to make moves towards you into the connection. That's what it feels like. They may have been withholding progress. They may have been holding back in this connection because they, you know, it was almost like whatever that book, quote unquote, like the by the book, whatever that book was, it was serving as like a measuring stick or a comparison something, a comparison chart, and they would hold you or anybody that they were with up against that chart and be like, oh, this is not working, this is not working, this is not blah, 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 right? That box. And they're starting to understand and realize that's the problem. They were withholding progress because it's like you weren't matching what their views on gender roles keeps wanting to come through. Yeah, I'm feeling my channel start to shut down because I'm not sure if they've gone beyond that. They're just, yeah, that's why the Page of Pentacles was coming out, because they're just now starting to see where the problem is and that it's with them, but they haven't like developed it too much beyond that point. They've gotten the inkling that maybe they need to rethink the way that they see gender roles. Maybe they need to rethink the way that they, you know, approach romantic relationships. But it doesn't, yeah, that makes sense with all this air energy coming through. What's going on here? Because we have the sun as well. You really are their happy place. But there's this energy here that when it comes to what they think a wife should do or how they think a husband should be, or, you know, what gender roles, right? It's like you didn't conform. You weren't conforming to what they thought a wife should be or a husband should be. What's going on here? Okay, they're not through processing yet. That's why, because I keep feeling, it's like I'm feeling them have this kind of, this epiphany moment with that Ace of Swords. I feel them having that, but then it's not going beyond that. And I think because it's just now happening. And so you know, it's a whole brand new idea. We have the Hermit in the reverse. And so it's not done. They're not done processing that epiphany yet. They're not quite sure yet how to factor that into into like a teamwork dynamic. With the Three of Pentacles in the reverse here, that is somebody that is, you know, yeah, I like you, but I love me more, and looking out for number one. That's not teamwork. That's the antithesis of teamwork, right? That's not partnership. That's the antithesis of partnership. The Ace of Swords, that epiphany, that aha moment that they're having, still has yet to really take root. It's still an idea or a concept in their head. It's breaking open. Though I will say, this epiphany is breaking through that though. So what I'm not seeing though is how is this going to affect your guys' connection, if at all. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to just go along with it. The fact that the ending is still ambiguous. It still has yet to be written, okay? Now, your person is basically saying, like, you know, the book on what they thought relationships should be and the dynamic that a relationship should be in is completely being rewritten, so they don't know what the ending is yet. They don't know yet. So what they're saying is they don't know yet that either way the two of you are going to be compatible. There's still a question in your person's mind whether or not the two of you are compatible, because look, we got the Queen of Wands showing up in the reverse with the King of Wands. Okay? Not saying that you're the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is just showing me that the two energies are incompatible. Even though they are made of the same thing, there's something about this energy that is incompatible. But that's still a question. They don't know that yet. Okay, so tell me more about we were moving too fast. Showing up at the bottom of the deck. What time is it? I keep myself on time here. Oh, the devil in the reverse. Capricorn energy coming through with that one. I can't show it on camera too much though. Yeah. Their connection with you was challenging so when we're talking about, you know, going against an established narrative that is definitely hooked into like maybe who you are, like your identity, it can take a minute. Like you can have these aha moments that get in there and start to kind of create cracks in the foundation, which is good if that foundation is unstable anyway, but it can still take a while for that to really you know, loosen up that foundation. And then with that Ace of Pentacles that I saw earlier, that can be the seed, right? But that ground needs to be like tilled and broken up and all that stuff, and it's going to take some time for that to happen. And with that devil in the reverse, there may be some resistance to that. It's very uncomfortable when your core identity is being challenged. That's not normally something that happens overnight. It takes some time for your nervous system to be like, okay, you know, all right. But I feel like, yeah, I mean, they're open to it. And that's the first step, is being open to a whole new dynamic. But I'm going to end the reading saying this, pile 3, there's some great energies when it comes to you. Like, yes, you make them very happy. They're still saying that despite everything, even, you know, third party love triangles getting in the way here, you're the one that their heart belongs to. But there's still a question whether or not the two of you are really truly compatible. And with the fact that we had, you know, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands come out, even though one was in the reverse, they're seeing you as a match, but they're just wondering, like, do you guys still have some core incompatibilities that no matter how things are built up, that it's just going to cause your guys' connection to crumble? They don't know yet. They haven't gotten that far yet. All right, you guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you have not already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 3, I'll see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye.